Hi there, thank you very much for watching this video. So in this video I'd like to demonstrate a new tuning of the guitar which I've discovered, and so this is a very strange unusual tuning. So I've been looking into different tunings or trying to find different tunings over the past just nearly 2 decades now. I started around the year 2005, and so I've been just improving the different kind of tunings that I've come across in terms of trying to make it kind of better for my needs. And this one, which is my latest discovery, I think is the best so far. So I'd like to just first of all describe to you what is so peculiar about it, and you might be perhaps intrigued by how strange it is. And then after that, I'll start showing a demonstration of what this guitar tuning is capable of doing. So first of all, what is so unusual about this tuning? Well, as you can tell, it's a right-handed tuning, and the guitar itself is actually quite small. This is actually a just bigger than a quarter-sized guitar. This is the actual scale length, which is the length from the actual nut here to the bridge, is actually about 54 centimeters. So that is just slightly bigger than a quarter-sized tuning guitar. And as regards the actual tuning itself, I'm using the normal strings for a normal standard guitar tuning, but I've just changed it to this very strange tuning. And as regards the actual orientation of the guitar, this is I'm playing it as a right-handed guitar, but what is so unusual is that this is tuned as a left-handed guitar with the strings, rather than going from the top string here from top to bottom, it goes from bottom to up. So as regards the top string here, is the lower string, and then the next string after that is the next highest string, the higher string after that. So it goes from low to high as one goes from the top string to the bottom string. So the bottom string is the highest string. So for the rest of this video, in order to save this confusion, because the strings are reversed, instead of calling the top string because that's the bottom sounding, I'll call it the bottom string from now onwards, even though normally that is the top string. So as regards the bottom string, then that is tuned to C sharp, and then the next one after that is tuned to F, and then A, and then A again, and then after that is C sharp, and then A again. And so these are all tuned either to the octave, which is for the 2 central A strings here, or to major thirds. And I've been playing with this kind of tuning to the major thirds for over 10 years now, since around 2005, and we're now in the year 2023, in December 2023. And the reason why I've been drawn to this kind of major thirds tuning is because it allows us to play in equal temperament tuning, so that if you've seen any of my videos previously in my other channels, I've been demonstrating the actual playing of the guitar, of the classical guitar, using this what I call equal temperament tuning, which is that we use the same fingering for each key we play in, and that is possible when we have all the strings which are tuned to an equal temperament tuning. So by tuning everything to major thirds, then that provides like an equal temperament, so we can use the same fingering for every key, whether it's C or C sharp or D or E flat or whatever key, because it's just the same fingering, but as regards to the relative position on the actual fretboard, then that is different. So all along, since until about a couple of months back, it's all been the normal kind of ordering of the strings, with the top string on the normal top string position, and then the bottom string in the normal bottom string position on the right-handed guitar. But since then, I made the decision to actually reverse the ordering, so that it's now like as in a left-handed guitar, but played by a right-handed player. And the reason why that is in order to achieve more melodic effect, so that melodies are much easier to play, whereas before I was finding that when I was playing the melodies, then all the melodies were tended to be played by the little finger, by the last finger, because that was all played on the actual top string. So when I was playing chords, so it was my little finger that was ended up playing all the high notes in the top string. But now with it reversed, so that the high note is the bottom string, then all the actual melodies are played, or tend to be played, with the index finger. So I find that with the index finger, then that is more kind of pliable and flexible, so that allows a greater range of melodic notes to be played. So that's the reason for why I reversed the ordering of the strings. So going back to this concept of equal temperament playing on the guitar, so that's been done so far in my experience, in my experiments, using this equal temperament tuning of the major thirds. But this can be done using any kind of equal temperament or spacing of the intervals between the strings. It could have been done using the perfect fourths, as in a violin or cello, or perhaps minor thirds, as long as the actual intervals between the strings are all constant and consistent. But I found that as regards the major third, this was the best tuning in terms of playing melodies, because the actual stretches between the actual strings and the notes wasn't too wide, whereas I found that with the actual major perfect fourth interval between the strings, even though that was perfectly okay, if you're playing a violin or perhaps a viola or a cello, then I found that on the actual fretted guitar, perhaps some of the actual intervals and the stretches were far too great. So for many years, possibly 5 years or nearly 10 years, I played with the guitar in the major thirds tuning, so that all the strings were spaced a major third apart. But then I started experimenting with dropping the actual bottom three strings, and in order to try and achieve a more kind of pianistic type sound, so that I could play more kind of romantic type music with this more kind of pianistic sound. So initially I dropped it, let's say, by another major third lower down, so that we had like an interval of a sixth, and that worked fine. So and I thought, why not go even further and drop it another major third down, so that we have like a full octave, and that worked even better. So I was able to get a really kind of deep low bass with this bottom three strings dropped even further down, so that we have this interval of 1 octave between the two middle strings. And then a couple of months back, I thought, why not just reverse the ordering of the strings, so that to allow to see whether instead of playing the melody all the time with chords with the little finger playing the melody, why not just see whether one had greater flexibility by just reversing the strings. And that proved right. My suspicion that one could play with greater flexibility using the index finger proved right, and so it was a great idea to just reverse it. So what does it sound like? So first of all, let's get this guitar in tune. So here I've got a pitch pipe, so that's the note of A. So first of all, this is so simple to tune. This must be like the simplest tuning ever. So I just tune it to A, and I make sure that the middle two strings are tuned correctly, an octave apart. And then I need to tune the actual next string up like a third. So I just do that now. So I just play a third up from the A, which gives a C sharp. So I just need to tune that into unison. Same again for the next string up. And then the rest, the bottom two, are just octave tunings from the top two strings. So this must be the easiest tuning ever. So I'll just give you an idea of what we can do with this tuning. So that's just my transcription of the Liebestraum by Liszt onto this guitar. So that is possible. So that was the kind of idea of what I wanted to achieve in order to play romantic music on the guitar, and to be able to transpose or change to any key without too much difficulty, and without having to use some kind of clamp or anything. So with this tuning, it's really easy to play the romantic music with the actual harmony in the bass and the melody in the high note, and to be able to change to any key really easily. So that was played in the key of E major just now, but I could easily have changed that to any other key. So this is now in the key of E major. So if, for example, I just move it up one tone to the key of, let's say, F sharp major, then it sounds like this. Well, that's about it for this video. I think this video has gone on for long enough. So I think in the next videos, I'll be showing you how to start playing this guitar tuning. So I hope you join me in those videos. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a nice day. Thank you now.